Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Stephanie Emmerich, and I'm the manager of digital content with Boys Town Press. And today we have with us Boys Town Press author and elementary school counselor, Jennifer Law. So glad that you could join us today. I thought we could just start out if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into writing.
I grew up in Iowa, and I'm an elementary school counselor, and this is my 20th year. So I've been watching kids kind of with challenges and struggles, and growing up, I wanted to write a story, and it all just kind of came together that I could see kids. It looked like people were pushing their buttons, and that was the first story I wanted to create.
So can you talk to us a little bit more about where you find the inspiration for your series?
In the kids that I work with, and a little bit in my own children at home, because I've got 2 sons and a husband that I live with.
Probably get some inspiration from your husband as well as your sons.
Yes, they all, yeah, full of ideas.
That's great. Yes. So your first book, Pause Power, was published in March of 2020. So, and you have another book that's coming out this month. So let's start with Pause Power. Can you tell us a little bit about that story and what you hope your young readers will get from that story?
Yeah, so Pause Power is about a boy named Gabe, and when he starts to get angry, buttons appear on his body, just like the phrase of somebody's pushing my buttons. And one of the buttons talks to him and teaches him how to handle it. And so what I'm hoping that young readers get from that story is that they have a choice about how they react to things when they start to feel like somebody's pushing their buttons.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with that idea of the buttons appearing on his makes for very fun artwork and for kids to kind of visualize that feeling of having their buttons pushed. I can relate to that. So now your next book is Practicing Patience, and that also features your character, Gabe. But can you tell us a little bit about that book and what young readers can learn from that one?
Yeah, Practicing Patience. In that story, Gabe learns how to be patient, and this time he learns it from his shoes that start to talk to him. Lefty and Lacey are their names, and they just help him learn how to be patient and wait for things.
Yeah, it's such a fun book, and both of your books provide such good opportunities to learn those lessons and with such imagination. And I really like having I mean the visuals from they're so fun to read and such a good lesson, but they're so fun. The artwork is so great on it too.
Yeah, the illustrator was great, Brian Martin.
Oh yeah, he does. He's a great illustrator. So far, you have two books, and you're both and your main character is Gabe. What other themes do your books have in common?
That they both have Gabe, but they also both have things that teach him, that talk to him, that normally wouldn't be talking.
Yeah, I like that. And kind of what's your inspiration for that kind of fantasy imagination?
Um, I guess it just felt more fun and just like a more personal way to learn about something than having a teacher or a counselor in the story teach it.
Yeah, and I think that gives kids that opportunity to relate to it in a different way and have different types of conversations because it is the opportunity of, I mean, with these stories, it's to teach some important skills of being able to, kind of handle stress when someone's pushing your buttons or practicing patience, but it feels like this more immersive learning versus someone telling you in that way. And so it's really fun with that imagination. And I think it helps to encourage imagination in the kids who are reading it too.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? Do you have another book? What book ideas do you have coming up?
Sometimes I think about Gabe and how the idea about sleep could be really important because I see a lot of kids that just don't get enough sleep, and then that impacts how they learn and how they act at school.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. definitely. When you think about that, and some of the, and especially building in kind of the story theme that you already have set up of dealing with the kind of handling that stress of people and frustration, practicing patience, those types of things. Very, very important skills, and it's fun to have your the character of Gabe. Do you think you'll stick with Gabe, or do you have any ideas for any other characters?
I think Gabe might be able to tell a couple more stories, I hope, but maybe a girl will be able to be a character someday.
Yeah, very good.